Okay, 9.7, we should all be on page 450 to 451. 450 in your books. Okay, so today we're dealing with discounts, markups, sales tax, and tips. Okay, so we're still dealing with percentages. Now, in this lesson, what we're just going to start automatically doing is whenever we're dealing with a percentage in a problem, we're just going to change it to a decimal. Remember, you have to change it to a decimal before you can multiply it. Okay, so that's something that we've already learned, so we're just going to go ahead and skip to that part in this lesson. Now, in example 1, we're finding a sale price. Let's read the example together. It says you buy a pair of jeans that is 33% off the original price of $29. What is the sale price? All right, now, we've got to pay attention to the wording. If the original price is $29 and it's on sale, then the price is going down, so I'm subtracting here, okay? Now, the first thing I need to do is I need to figure out the amount of the discount. And I do that by taking the original amount of $29 and I multiply that. And remember, we take the percentage and just convert it to a decimal. Right there in our heads, we just move our decimal left 2 places. 29 times 0.33. Okay? In your calculators, go ahead and figure that out. Yep, that's correct. It's $9.57. Okay, you want to make sure you remember your label. Now, you figured out the amount of the discount. Now you can subtract that from the original to find the sale price. So the original was $29 minus $9.57. When you put it in your calculators, you should come to $19.43. So there's 2 steps here. The first step is to figure out the discount. How much is the discount? You do that by converting the percentage to a decimal and multiplying by the original amount. Then you subtract it from the original amount to find the sale. Now in example 2, we're going the opposite way. Now we're dealing with a wholesale price. Okay, it says a store that sells skateboards buys them wholesale for $57. The store's markup is 150%. What is the retail price? Well, the first step is very similar to the step in example 1. In order to find what the percent of markup is, I need to take the original amount of $57 and multiply that by the decimal value of my percentage. What's 150% as a decimal?
1.5.
It's going to be 1.5. 1.5. And what's 57 times 1.5? Go ahead and do it in your calculators. That's correct. It's $85.50. Now that I know the markup amount, I can go back and add it to the original, the wholesale price, to get my new price. Okay? So in this case, I'm adding, because I started a wholesale price, I figured out the markup, and I added it to get to the new price. So $57 plus $85.50 is what? $142.50 just for a skateboard. Okay? Okay, now I want you to practice this one on your own. Okay? I want you to try to solve this on your own. I'll give you a few minutes, pause the recording, we'll come back to it and solve it together. Alright, so in order to calculate the sale price, okay, I need to take the original of $20 and I need to multiply that by the decimal version of my percentage. I have 20%, change it to a decimal, I know that's 0.2, and I get $4. But that's not the sale price, that's the discount. It's $4 off, so I need to subtract it from 20. And the sale price is $16. Okay, so y'all did very well on that. Most everybody got it right. Okay, now in the final example, we're finding sales tax and tip. Okay, now in this example, and in the ones on your homework quiz test, all right, we're going to use the actual bill amount. Okay, so that's kind of the number that we're going to use to calculate both tax and tip. All right, it's a little bit different than what you would actually do in the restaurant, but just for consistency reasons, okay, we're going to use the bill amount to calculate the tax and the tip. All right, so there's 3 steps here. Okay, let's read the problem together and then we'll find the answer. It says, at a restaurant, you order a meal that costs $12. So $12 is our original amount. You leave a 20% tip and the tax is 5%. What is the total cost of the meal? Okay, so you take the amount of your bill, which is $12, and you're going to multiply that by the decimal value of your percentage by 0.2. And what's 12 times 0.2? $2.40. Just make sure that you write it in dollar form. Now, to find the sales tax, you're going to take the amount of the bill, again, $12, and you're going to multiply that by the decimal version of the percentage of the tax. What's 5% as a decimal?
0.05.
0.05. Not 0.5, that's 50%. Okay, so 12 times 0.05 is what? It is $0.6, 60 cents. All right, now that I've calculated the tip amount based on the percentage I was given and the sales tax, I can add them all together. So I can add 12 plus $2.40, which was my tip, plus 60 cents. And what do I get? I get $15 for my total.
I got a question. Can you just add the tax and the tip together?
Okay. All right. And if you understand that, that's everything you need to know for 9.7.